Umaga, mayag nga agahon. Coming to you live from Numancia, Aklan in Western Visayas in the Philippines. I'm having my morning cup of coffee in my coffee with Gino cup here. My Copico Blanca. Copico Blanca is my choice of 3-in-1 coffee here in the Philippines. It's powder form. It's coffee, cream, and sugar. You put it in your cup, put hot water, and you have a nice cup of coffee. And with my coffee this morning, I'm having my malunggay cheese pandesal, still warm. This bag is still warm. I just got it. I already ate like 3 pieces of it. Right here is like what it looks like. I like it like this. I like it when it's like toasty, crunchy on the outside, and then moist and fluffy on the inside. Really good. Malunggay pandesal. This right here, 5 pesos each. So I can get a bag of 10 pandesal, 50 pesos, less than $1 for a freshly baked malunggay pandesal here in Numancia, Aklan in the Philippines. All right. Hey, Hannah. Hello, Hannah. I hope the ponies are doing well. I'm sure you're taking good care of the ponies. Charlie Letts, my good friend, my brother in Boston, my friend in Boston. And love the shirt. Yes, this shirt, always wear t-shirts. People send me t-shirts, Hannah, and this one was sent, this came from Las Vegas, from my friend that lives in Las Vegas now. Red, white, and blue. Got the red, the white, and the blue. And it's got the airplanes, the jet planes. What can I ask more for my friends? They really take good care of me. I love wearing the shirts because when I get the shirts, like this one came from my friend Evelyn from Las Vegas. When I wear it, I remember them, So most of the shirts that you see me wearing, I get it in like my Air Force shirts, different shirts. My friend from Canada, he sent me like the body glove shirts. When I wear it, I remember my friends, and they're like so kind to them. It's like I have good friends. I have good friends. Good morning, Kuya Gino, Jeffrey. Hello, Jeffrey. Good morning. Michael M from Northern California. Good morning, my brother. Hey man, this pandesal are good. I've already eaten 3. Mom and I are the only ones that are the big pandesal fan because Dazzles doesn't really eat breakfast. Leanna, she'll wake up probably till noontime. So I've just bought enough for Mom and I because I like it getting fresh. If I get too much, the next day the pandesal is not as good. I can heat it up. I got that toaster oven right there, but it's not as good, man. Nothing like when you're in line, you're like excited when they hand you the bag, man, it's still warm. Nothing beats like hot malunggay pandesal here in Numancia. How's the tiyatihan? Man, it's awesome. I had to take a break from a tiyatihan yesterday. I did not attend the Gigante parade yesterday. Gigante is like the giant parade. The municipality, the town of Tangalan, Aklan, they won the Gigante parade. All the different towns in Aklan province, it's a competition. It's like the people are proud. People are proud of their towns here. So each of the towns, each of the municipalities, they have an entry. They have rules on how big the float is. Specific like what materials you can use. A lot of native products. And right there is like the Tangalan Gigante. That's like you can see the people right there. So that the float is at least, I would say, figure at least 15 to 20 feet. It's a good size. It's a good size float, and that's the one in Tangalan. That was their entry, and they won. They won first place, and first place was 50,000 pesos. So that's about close to $1,000. Not the bigger awards, because usually it's just a float. They're just judging the float. The big event for Ati-Atihan is gonna be this Saturday. It's the best Ati-Atihan group. That's gonna be there's several Ati-Atihan groups here in the province. They have different names. I think Black Beauty is one of them. They've won before. That one, the competition, because they're rated for the dancing, the costumes, everybody wearing costumes, and their band also, the performance of the marching band. The award for that is 1.1 million. So for first place, and then second place, third place, but about $20,000 for the winning group. So, and then you carry that pride that, hey, we won Ati-Atihan for 2026. Nobody can ever take it. They give you a trophy. You get to keep the trophy. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal. For sure, tomorrow morning, rain or shine, I'm gonna try to film that, because to me that's like the best event. That's you really see them go all out. They're trying to win. They're trying to win $20,000, man. They're trying to win that thing, man. So it's a great competition, and they got the exuberance. They're showing like you have to show energy, right? It's like, and then the beats that the marching band, you got to be creative with your beats. A lot of times the marching bands will do a medley of songs, like 20-25 songs, and they'll move from one song to another. Like they'll play like Material Girl by Madonna. They'll go to like Let's Get Physical, but it just one song after another that's got a lot of energy, of course, because that's what Ati-Atihan is all about. It's all about the energy. You gotta bring the energy in Ati-Atihan to get those awards. Hey Joe, hi everyone. J-Boy, good AM. Kuya Gino, J-Boy, good morning. Derek from Hawaii, my brother from Hawaii. Hi J-Boy, from Hannah, Charlie. J-Boy, Derek, all right, Hannah, Charlie. Hey Daniel, my brother in Jacksonville, Florida. Howdy all, my posse bros, and happy weekend to everyone. Happy weekend. I got to do the weather. I always do the weather. I try to, that tropical depression has turned into a tropical storm. So it's now a tropical storm. It's in the area of northern Mindanao. Rest of Visayas were affected. I could see clouds. I didn't see sunrise this morning. Bicol region, Caraga, Zamboanga, Eastern Visayas is where it's kind of lingering. It's not, it has, it's entered the Philippine area of responsibility. I'm looking at it here on the Windy app. Right there by Samar, Leyte, the outer edges of it. It's causing rains and gusty wind. I actually feel the gusty wind this morning when I went to get pandesal. A little chilly, cold, cooler. I won't say cold, because it never really gets cold here. I was still wearing this to get pandesal, so it never really gets cold here. The temperature right now, I'm looking here, 23 degrees Celsius. So that's about 75, 76, I think 75, 76 Fahrenheit. So just cooler than normal. So rainy conditions again here in Visayas, Eastern Mindanao. Looking mostly the whole country again, the rest of the country. It says here, the rest of the country, partly cloudy to cloudy skies, isolated rain showers and thunderstorms. And the areas that are affected by Tropical Storm Ada, ADA is the tropical storm. First typhoon. Tropical storm is still considered a typhoon. That's why they use the letter A, the first of the year, 2026. the letter A. Then the next one will be the letter B. They already have names for the typhoons this year because the Philippines, we average about 18 to 20 typhoons a year. So they're ready for all the names, of the typhoon. But the first of the year is Tropical Storm Ada. Possible flash floods, landslides due to heavy rains, strong winds in the eastern Visayas, Catanduanes, Sorsogon, Dinagat Islands, Surigao del Norte, and Surigao del Sur. Eastern Visayas. It's going to go eastern Visayas, a little above eastern Visayas by the Bicol region is where we're going to get that tropical storm. Lowell, hey, kumusta? Kumusta, Lowell from Oregon? Mabuti ako, kapatid. Mabuhay. God bless, my brother. Hey, future farmers, good morning there in Katiklan, in Malay. Check out his channel, Future Farmers. He does that growing lettuce, and he's got a chicken. He has a lot of chicken and eggs, he does a lot of shorts and even on Facebook where you see him harvesting the eggs, putting him in, I'm sure he takes it to the market. I'm sure he's got same thing with the lettuce. So if you're interested in the farming lettuce here, very popular. I think it's a good business here in the province because the demand for it, like I buy it all the time. I go to the public market, I'm buying lettuce all the time, even at the grocery at Gran Gaisano, they have a big stand there of lettuce. It's cool how they sell lettuce here. It's actually it still has the cup, like a styrofoam cup with like the soil or the moss, and it the lettuce is like blooming still. It's like it really like bright looking, so that's why I always buy it. And I never go to the grocery or the public market and not have lettuce because I love salad. I eat salad almost every day. But that's a business. You can't go wrong with that business here because it's gonna sell. It's like you can't produce enough lettuce here in our, because now even Filipinos are eating lettuce now, and then Koreans, of course, the lettuce is part of their. When you do that samgyeopsal, you have to wrap the meat and all that in lettuce. So the demand is there. And eggs, come on, everybody eats eggs. It's like you can't go wrong. I mean, Future Farmers, he's got a good business going there with the eggs and the lettuce. Ted, good morning, Gino. Sinulog winner gets, wow, 3 million. Wow, 54,000. Wow, that's amazing. We're small time here compared to Sinulog, man. Calibo's a little town, man. I don't think our mayor's that got that kind of budget. Although our mayor, man, he's amazing. The guy, he's been mayor now. I think he's on his second term here. Sucro is his last name. He's done a lot of great things for Calibo. I've seen the improvement. I'm impressed. The guy's younger too. He's not like most politicians here they're in their 60s already or older. But this guy, I don't think he's even 40 years old. So he's a younger guy, very energetic, and he wants to roll out like new things for the town. We're not a city, Cebu's a city. That's a metropolitan. They got tall buildings there. I think in Calibo, our tallest building is maybe 6 floors. Or no, 8 floors. 8 floors because Asia Pacific Medical Center now has got 8 floors. But we don't have the skyscrapers. We don't have SM Mall, Robinson Mall, the gigantic bridge that they got in Cebu. When I visited Cebu, I got to go on that bridge. We're small time. We're small time here in Calibo, but it's all right. It's all right. We might be small time, but it's a lot of fun here. It's like people are connected here. People are connected to the community here. You can see it at Atiatihan. The film that I published last night, the video, you can see all, the Calibo elementary schools, Calibo high schools, Calibo colleges. They were part of the parade. Kids were performing, their parents were clapping, teachers. you just feel it's a community. It's like people know each other here. Like when I'm in Calibo walking around, say, hey, do you know what's up? Hey, what's up? I haven't seen you in a while. Everybody like knows everybody, which is it's nice. You don't get that in a big city. It's like if I go to Cebu City, I can walk around there and not know anybody. That's the difference. That's the difference between a big city and a small town like Calibo, Aklan. Charlie Latz, Lowell, all right, Charlie. Edsel, maayad nga agahon, Gino, and everyone. Viva kay Senyor Santo Niño, viva, halabira, para pasma. All right, that's the cry, that's the battle cry of Ati-Atian. People yell halabira, para pasma, and then and now I hear it more. It's like Viva que Señor Santo Niño, and everybody replies Viva. It's like you hear that all throughout the festival. All the different groups they chant that the whole time. Cloudy, rainy in Bohol, light rain. So far it's cloudy here, but no rain yet. No rain yet. Would not surprise. Yesterday, actually, surprisingly, it didn't rain yesterday. It's like I was amazed. That was, I was thinking, I had enough energy. I was saying, man, should I go to the parade? I said no, because it might rain. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work for me to get to Calibo because of the huge crowd. Let me show you this one picture. This one kind of sums it up. Like there's for me to go to Calibo, and I don't even try to drive my car or even bumblebee a tricycle. It's not even worth it because I'm not gonna find parking close enough to Pastrana Park. I would have to walk, and anyway, and then it's traffic. Even on the tricycle, it's like massive traffic. So when we go, Dazzle and I ride the public transportation, and the public transportation takes us here from our community all the way to the Numancia Calibo Bridge. It crosses to the Calibo Bridge, makes a right, and it goes down to La Serna in this tiny alley. I mean, like the alley I'm going to show you guys where, and I guess people are making fun of it, a little bit fun of it. Nothing bad. It's like part of the experience of Ati-Atian. This is the street that I had to walk through right here. See how the tricycles are right there? You're walking, it's like you're walking in single file, and the tricycles are single file this way. So it is tight. Like I have to watch it when I'm walking. I'm kind of tall, so the guy, the tricycle, the canopy over his head, I'm like ducking it like this, walking behind the person in front of me. I'm like ducking because like if I don't, that thing can hit me in the head because we're in this tight alley where you have to walk, and I mean the walk is not it's not too bad. I would say maybe 25 yards, 30 yards, but still, one lane for one tricycle and one lane for a person. That people going up, tricycles going down. It's like it's pretty crazy how. But that's part of the Ati-Atian festival, part of the experience if you come to Ati-Atian. Oh, the one thing I want to say though, the police, like I mentioned it before, close to 3,000 police here in Calibo. We're talking from Iloilo, from Capiz, from Antique, from Bacolod, even from Negros Island. They are doing an amazing job. There has not been an incident, of anything. They've actually, you always get people that overindulge in alcohol. You'll see them like on the side of the road, on the sidewalk, just pass out. And the police, they've been caught on video and pictures even. They're helping them up, taking them out, and then taking them to like the ambulance or the fire department response. So no incident of injury or anything like that. It's a very fun, very safe Ati-Atian. These are just some of the items like, on my film, I think on the next film I'll show it, where you have to go through checkpoints to go into the festival area. Many checkpoints, and again, lots of police on those checkpoints. I filmed it so you'll get to see it. But they're confiscating a lot of things at the checkpoint right there. They're confiscating cigarettes. No smoking no smoking, no vaping, no vaping of any kind in the festival area. So they're confiscating vaping, cigarettes, lighters. They're confiscating what else? Pens. Look at that whole box of pens. That's just one checkpoint. Pencil, pen, anything that can be used as a weapon. They're confiscating that. Again, to me, they're just doing the right thing. For me, keeping everybody safe because, a lot of alcohol. A lot of alcohol. If you got those items, sharp items, anything, something might happen. But so far, amazing job. Amazing job of law enforcement in Calibo. Just imagine, man. We're talking hundreds of thousands of people during the festival, and you're not having any incident. No incident of fighting, no incident of anything bad because police are out there. They're patrolling. You see them in uniform, reflective vests. You don't want to act up during Ati-Atian here in Calibo. They will quickly put you in your place if you try to do anything to harm the image of Ati-Atihan. Daniel, what's the cost of quail and duck eggs in your area? Ooh, quail. Dazzle knows more about the duck eggs. The balut costs about between 25 pesos to 30 pesos. So about 50 US cents. It depends. It depends the size, the age. There's like 15-day-old, 16-day-old, 17-day-old. It just depends. It depends on the vendor. And then depends on the suki. Quail egg, those little tiny eggs, those are cheaper. They usually put it like in a plastic pack of 5 or 6, cooked already. I think I spent like 10 pesos for it, 10 or 15 pesos for them. They're not expensive at all. They're very cheap, very cheap. Viva Santo Niño. Thank you, Emilio. Thank you. Good morning, all Dazzle TV followers. The Colonel. Thank you, Colonel. Appreciate you. Hey, James and Karen. Hey, James. I was watching your video on the latest one but I haven't finished it. On your Karen was explaining about the unfortunate thing with the motorbike. The thing with that, man, I knew that was gonna be like that, James. But when that happened, here in the Philippines, it's just hard. How do I explain this? A lot of times, what even like the employees, like at McDonald's or Jollibee or restaurants, when they mess up at their job, the owners usually will take it out of their pay. And I'm sure it's the same with that when you complain, that the crew will get mad because the crew, that's gonna come out of their paycheck, unfortunately. I know I saw comments, I was looking at the comments, they were saying that you should sue them, you should sue the company, shipping company, sue that. Here in the Philippines, it's just that, you don't see many lawsuits. For one, if you are gonna sue here in the Philippines, first you gotta find a lawyer that's willing to take your case. The second is you gotta pay that lawyer a retainer. And here in the Philippines, it's not cheap to hire an attorney. People think, you hear all the time, I'm gonna sue you. But here, you're looking at, I would say about 50,000 pesos, about $900 just for a retainer, just to hire an attorney. And that attorney, they're gonna bill you just like attorneys in the US. And I have experience because my last job in the United States, I was risk management. My boss was an attorney, and I worked with attorneys, and they'll bill you for everything, man. They'll bill you for 15-minute phone call. They'll bill you for copies of paper. Your 50,000 pesos here will go quick if you try to sue somebody. And then, you're up against like a big company, right? A shipping company. They're gonna have an army of attorneys. They know this. I think that's why maybe it's not a litigious culture here. You don't see many lawsuits here in the Philippines, just because the hassle, the money it takes, the time, and then would you really want to stress over that? Because things take time here. If you file a lawsuit here, and it's not like in the US, it could drag for months. It could drag for a year. and these companies, the big companies here in the Philippines, they know that. They know that. That's why you rarely see lawsuits, because they know that they can let it drag in court, and here you are, you're stressing over stuff where, would you rather just, man, if, I'll be like in the same situation, I'll be like, hey, I'll just fix it, chalk it up to like a learning experience. And I know your viewers, everybody like us that watch the video, James, we all learn from it. If I'm riding a motorbike on the ferry now, that's the first time I've seen that where they didn't tie it and your bike fell. Now I would make sure, make sure that, I'll eyeball them, or hey, make sure tie it down, make sure it's secure, right? At least you're helping people see that, and many expats come here and ride the ferry, so now at least they know the information, because I've never seen that happen before either, James. I've never seen anybody that their bike fell on the ferry. I've never seen that. So I've ridden ferries all the time. I've ridden on our car and I see motorbikes there. I've never seen a motorbike fall down on the ferries. But it is what it is, James. Learning experience, man. It is. Sometimes that's all it is. I've been through similar situations where I wasn't happy with something that happened and the outcome. But you just gotta chalk it up to you live and learn. You gotta move forward, man, because you can't let that stuff get to you too much. But so unfortunate, so unfortunate. OB, good morning, Gino and the gang. All right, Olson, Aliyah, and my good buddy Isaiah in Columbia, South Carolina. Thank you so much for sharing the festival footage. All right. I got more coming. I got one more video, and then for sure I want a video tomorrow morning. It's like I filmed them last year on a Saturday, and the costumes were like so colorful. The dance moves were like on point, but I wanted to film that. Hopefully we get good weather tomorrow morning. Today I'll see how I feel after the morning here, after I do my thing here. Maybe I might. I'll see if I have enough energy to go to Ati-Atihan this afternoon. Bill Meyer, hey Bill Meyer, prayers, brother. Good morning. Ted went down and paid property taxes for 3.5 hectares. 1,800. Thank you for sharing that, Ted. Because people, when I tell them before, the property taxes here, they're almost nothing. 1,800 pesos. That's about what, $30? $30 for a yearly property tax on 3.5 hectares. It doesn't cost much here, because here in you pay your property tax in the municipality where you belong. Like us, it would be here in Numancia. But our house here, I don't even own the house yet. The bank owns the house. I don't have a title to the house, so I don't even have to pay taxes until we pay off the mortgage, and this becomes our house. That's it's different, right? In the U.S., the minute you live in the house, you got to start paying property tax. Here, and it's a small amount anyway. It's not a big amount. I just saw mom come down. Ay, ma'am, pandesal, mama. I got pandesal. Morning. So, because, in the U.S., your property tax, that pays for a lot, Here in the Philippines, really here, the town of Numancia, the schools, the public schools here in Numancia, they don't pay for it. The Department of Education funds that. So the national government funds the public schools. Police, I'm not even sure, but we don't have like a big police contingent. We have like one police station, and it's not that many police in there. I know in like the nicer places in the U.S., that's what you're paying for. You're paying for the police, the sanitation, the parks and recreation. There's really, you see our Numancia plaza, that's about it. We don't have, that one area right there where the covered basketball court, the playground for kids, and then Liana School. That's about it for our town. Our town's so tiny. There's not a lot of maintenance or a lot of costs for the town of Numancia. That's why the property taxes here, they're close to nothing. Hello, J&K, Colonel, and OB from Daniel. J-Boy, sounds like a very safe event and well planned. Yes, J-Boy. Like I said, the mayor is awesome in Calibo. He's like he everything's always in order. The celebrities coming here, people are happy because when you attend like Pastrana Park, when those celebrities perform, I think it's the Kapamilya. I don't know who they are, but they're actors and actresses here in the Philippines. Kapamilya, younger looking. That's why I don't know who they are, but thousands of people watch them, and it's free. It doesn't cost anything. That's why people love going to Atitian. It doesn't cost. I mean, I've gone to Atitian. It don't cost me anything. It's like you can watch the parades, you can watch the concerts, you can watch events, and nothing to pay. Nothing to pay. Everything's like free. The car show was free. Hello, Daniel, Colonel, Levi, everyone from James. Obi, what up, Daniel? I bet you're excited. Another day closer. Yes, Daniel. J-Boy, good AM, J&K, Colonel, and Obi. Good day, J-Boy from Olsen. Emilio, too narrow and crowded street cause a lot of accident. Happens, so just be careful. Saw a lot of tragedy happen back then, not having emergency preparedness. That's not an issue. As far as emergency preparedness, each of the entry point, they got like medics in the area. I saw, I filmed it. They have like the fire department. They have ambulances, like legit ambulances, not just a multi-cab, but an ambulance, same type of ambulance in the U.S. But unavoidable, like that one alley. I guess they routed the tricycles there to drop people off at the end. So it's just one of those things, But you just gotta be careful. Like I've done it twice now, climbing up that hill with the tricycles coming down. You can see single file. People are single. You don't want to do two. Dazzle's right behind me, making sure I'm like telling protecting her from getting hit by the tricycle. But part of the adventure here. I will just make sure they tie the bike down. Yes. It's a lesson learned, right, James? It's with anything else, they're not gonna happen again to you, I'm sure, because we all learn sometimes the hard way, unfortunately, and it's not our fault. Not your fault, James. They should have tied down your bike, hands down, But you know how it is with sometimes with the crew. They're in a hurry. They might have been rushing, trying to get everybody in, getting everybody on the boat, rushing to tie off and leave the port. But no excuse, though. No excuse for them. That should have been done. We do have an excellent lawyer in Calibo, but I don't want to punish the crew. Exactly, right, James? Because people are thinking, well, if you sue them, it'll be the company. The company will take it out on the crew. The crew will end up garnish wages on the crew. That's how it works here, man. Even at restaurants here, if the crew breaks a plate or comes off their paycheck. Same thing at the mall. If you're working at the mall and a display, you knock a display and you're a worker, in the U.S., just an accident, right? It happens. Here, that's coming out of your paycheck, it is what it is. It's like, workers here in the Philippines got it rough, man. Daniel, OB for sure, but still have an endless list of things to do before fly. Grateful, fly, almost over. Yeah. It is. It's almost over for you, man. I mean, March 1st, right? March 1st, you're flying out of the U.S., man. That's nothing now, man. Before we know it, January is going to be done here. James, turn the gas valve off and make sure tie down the bike. Lesson learned the hard way. Yes. Now I know, like on the motorbike, I always wondered what that, because sometimes I don't put it on off either. On the key on the motorbike, there's a off, and sometimes there is a lock. Usually I just like turn off the bike and pull my key, and it doesn't go all the way to the left there to like the lock position. So now I like that's on my mind now to always like lock the gas tank. The sea got choppy halfway out. Yes, I remember that happened to us, James, one time. Dazzle and I were for coming from Bacolod to Dumangas. When we started at Bacolod, it was fine, and our car was parked between two series buses. And if I recall, man, my car wasn't even tied, because now that I'm thinking about it, I did not, I had to put my handbrake because it wasn't choppy when we left Bacolod. But in the middle, on the way to Iloilo, it got choppy. And you could feel the car like doing this. And I'm looking at the Cirrus bus like beside me. I'm like, dang, is this thing gonna fall? So Dazzle and I actually left the car and went upstairs. So like, I figure, hey, if they damage the car, they damage the car. I got full coverage insurance. But I don't recall them tying down it depends on the ship. It depends on the ship because when we rode the to-go ferry, it's a higher, you pay more, they got more crew, and then I guess more professional, because I remember with the to-go ferry, they tied our wheels. There's like a latch thing on the boat itself, and they were tying it there, all four tires, so my car was secure. But on that one ferry that we took from Bacolod to, it wasn't, it was like, it looked like a rust bucket, to tell you the truth. It looked like it didn't even have a name. Usually you have a name of a company, but when you're rushing back, we were coming from Bacolod, you just want to get on the ferry, right? You're not picky. I'll take that boat. It's like whatever's next, I'll go on that boat. But now I might have to pay more attention. Pay the extra money when we go on the ferry. I wish my divorce attorney retainer was only $900. I know, Joe. You ain't got to tell me, man, because like I said, I worked for my last job in Tucson, Arizona. I worked with, we had our own attorney. My boss was an attorney at Carondelet Health Network, but we hired like in local attorneys' offices in Tucson. We hired like 3 different ones because they specialize, like general liability, accidents that happen in the hospital. One specialized in medical malpractice. One was like really good at doing deposition. So we had like 3 law firms that we hired, and I would get all the bills and I would make sure they get paid and all that. And I saw the billing, man. It's no joke, man. So attorneys charged, at the time, this was before I left, 2011, before I left my job there, $350, $400 an hour. An hour, man, the attorneys were charging. And then, like I said, copying, phone calls, 15-minute phone calls with an attorney. There's a fee. Everything has a fee with an attorney, man. J-Boy, I hear you, Joe. OB, hope you had motion sickness pills, James. I never had to have that. That's one thing. I'm not a seasoned traveler in the water, but I've never had, I can't remember if I've ever gotten seasick. And I've been to some rough waters here in the Philippines. Tough situation, James. We appreciate you helping us learn, but we don't need to see it coming out from your pocket. Yeah. For sure. I mean, like I said, we're learning, right, from James, with that video. I'm sure now if people are traveling with their motorbike, they're going to make sure everything's all secure before leaving the port. Michael C., my good brother in Trece Martires in Cavite. Good morning, bro. Happy Friday. I'm glad you said happy Friday, man, because I wasn't quite sure whether it was Thursday or Friday today. Thank you for that. OB, neither Karen or myself get motion sickness. We are blessed. All right, that's good. Good to hear. Yeah, I don't think Dazzle either. She doesn't get seasick too. We're blessed in that way too. We don't get seasick. Michael C., happy Friday to the Dazzle community. Enjoy life and subscribe. All right, thank you, Michael. Man, so lucky, James. Me and the rest of my family. Oh, you have it. All right. Well, they do have them. I'm sure motion sickness. I know they sell them now at Watson when you get. But bring if you have things you can buy. Just make sure you look at the expiration date of your stuff that you buy in the U.S. to bring here, because that's always, you want to make sure it lasts a few years, a few years here. When you, especially like a Costco, those big bottles in Costco, you buy like motion sickness over the counter there. Have you watched the giant parade, sir? No, I did not go to the Gigante parade yesterday. I was tired, man. I had 2 days, so I figure I was gonna I didn't want to overdo it. I don't, I get tired easy anyway now. I didn't want to get sick for one, so I decided not to attend the Gigante parade yesterday. But maybe today I'll go. I'll see how I feel later on. But for sure tomorrow morning, I want to record the Ati-Atihan groups tomorrow morning. I think that's the best one. I filmed them last year. Out of all the things I filmed last year, the Saturday morning, they start at like 7 a.m., 8 by the Salakot, that by Jollibee, Shakey's. I usually try to hang out at that area. They start the parade like at 8 in the morning, and they put on a show. They put on a show because that's when the big Ati-Atihan groups like Black Beauty and all them, colorful costumes, and they go all out. They're like, bring it. They dance. Even the marching bands that behind them, they're like all dressed in uniform, because it's a competition. That's for 1.1 million pesos, man. That's like $20,000. That's big here in the province of Aklan, man. $20,000. That's a lot of money here. A lot of money. Michael C. Hey, James Colonel, Fortune Levi. All right. Do you know a spot where to park a motorcycle outside the festival zone? Me, I don't even bring, like I said, Shekel fan. I don't even bring my car, even Bumblebee. There's areas where you can park it. There's actually areas on Rojas Avenue. There's one parking spot there where they charge you for your parking, but they get full fast. We're talking early. Like it's like some of the parades start at 8. Like especially tomorrow, that 8. Very hard to find. You might end up walking, like parking your motorbike far away from Rojas Avenue, down in alleys and stuff. That's why to me it's not even worth it. Just to me, just ride a tricycle, get closest to Pastrana Park or to Mabini, and then just start walking, because not worth it. Because if you leave your motorbike, you're taking a risk, right? You're leaving a motorbike somewhere where there's a lot of people, man. There's a lot of people from out of town. These aren't all people from Calibo. These are people from everywhere. Yeah. I don't know if you have an expensive motorbike. I don't know if you want to just leave it out there. If I would park it, find some of the areas where they charge parking, so there's at least a guy watching it. But I would not just park it on the sidewalk or on the street. I wouldn't leave a motorbike. Emilio, yes, that's crazy. Imagine you make only 500 pesos a day, and if you break something, deduct on paycheck. That's sad. It is. That's the truth of living here in the Philippines. The employees here in the province. Any mistake you make, if you work in Boracay, if you work at the hotel, you break something or towel, whatever, it's coming out of your paycheck. That's just how they roll here, man. Daniel, like great vlog. Oh, thank you, Daniel. Hey, Edgar, hello. Edgar, you got you share news. I don't want to break the news, but I'll let Edgar share the news. Lucita, good morning. Hey, my good friend in Maine. Edgar, how's your... Yeah, there you go. At least Daniel broke it. I didn't want to I wasn't sure whether Edgar wanted to share the news, but right there. Daniel says, "How's your new Bentley?" It's not a Bentley. It's not a Bentley. But Edgar bought himself a new Toyota Innova, man. It's like a awesome SUV, big size SUV with like extra seating in the third row. So we actually, Edgar rented the Innova. Well, and he took Dazzle and I. We went to Iloilo with Edgar. He drove the Innova. So I guess Edgar really liked the Innova because that's why he ended up buying a brand new Innova. He actually met Dazzle and I at the 7-Eleven right outside Camellia. And Dazzle got to go inside the car. And Dazzle said, "Ooh, it smells new. It's got that new car smell. We got that new car smell, man." So happy for Edgar, man. Congratulations, Edgar. Derek, being in the U.S. Navy, I have my, oh yeah, you guys, I'm sure, man, the Navy guys, that's the, But me, luckily, I never had a problem. Luckily, with all the boats, all the bangka, I've ridden like bangka boats here when I was mountain biking still, and some rough, the tiny bangka with the outrigger and, choppy seas, and I never got sick. I guess I'm just lucky that way. Hey, Edgar, hope you have a great weekend. Tony, on the road. Hi, guys. Happy festival. Tony, all right. LOL, all cars are Bentley when you're walking. All cars are Bentley when you're walking? That's funny. How's the pandesal, ma'am? Masarap, ma'am. Mom said the pandesal is masarap.
I put peanut butter.
Oh, you put peanut butter. Me, I was just dunking it. I got, I dunk it on my coffee. But I've had a few already. All right. Okay, let me see if I have more, I have a topic this morning. I did come up with the topic. Wanted to show you guys real quick the dollar. Again, the dollar peso exchange hit a all-time high, closed yesterday, 59.46. So man, we're like almost there at 60. We're not far from hitting 60 with the dollar to a peso exchange rate. Just looking at the photos that I saved here. I think I showed you that. All right, I showed you all that. Now I can hit the topic. I can hit my... Hey, perfect timing, Belus. Good morning. Belus, my brother in Leyte. And the topic today, it caught my eye because I loved when I read this lady posted on Facebook, one of my Facebook group. Philippines Expat is the name of the group. This lady had posted it, and I really enjoyed reading it. And I like the comments. I like how it's kind of in line on how my thinking here in the Philippines. I'll read it to you. It's she goes, "I rarely comment here," so you can tell, she's not one of those I comment all the time, top contributor, that kind of thing. But this is what she said. "I've noticed that when a foreign guy asks about buying or building a house in the Philippines or sending money to support his partner, the comments turn negative really fast." And that's true. I have to agree there. When I see posts like that, people like, it's almost like the thinking that all Filipinas here are scammers. And I like how she presented it. Straight to you lose everything. Don't trust. You can't own land. It will be in her name. And even calling the guy a simp. At first, before I didn't even know what a simp is, and I researched it. I guess a simp is a person that gives money to the Filipina. They call, so it's a negative. It's a negative term. And yes, sometimes those warnings are valid, but not every time. And I kind of have to agree with her. In my experience, of course, the negative always gets a lot of publicity here in the Philippines. But even for me, out of all the expats that I met, all the expats that I know, I would say 9 times out of 10, they met good Filipinas. Unfortunately, the once in a 1 out of 10, that's what people remember, right? That's what That's the making of videos. That's the making of vlogs here in the Philippines. But most of my friends that I know, that even like that I've helped, people that I helped here, they met some good Filipinas and they have a good life here. You know, and then she goes, let me be clear. It angers me too when Filipinas take advantage of someone's trust. That's real. It's wrong. No excuses. And I'm the same way. I don't make excuses. I do know there are Filipinas that's, you know, that scam their partner. That exists. There's Filipinas here that hide that they have a boyfriend. You know, they date an expat. They date an expat on the side. They have a live-in boyfriend somewhere, especially the LDR, because the foreigner doesn't see her every day. She can hide that. I've seen that dynamic too. So I know what she's talking about. I don't know what she's talking about here. What's frustrating is judging without knowing the full story. Not everyone sending money is being scammed. And not every house being built is a bad decision. There are a lot of real, honest relationships out there. And I can honestly tell you guys, I see it. There's a lot. James and Karen can't get more honest than that. You know, Mike and Kat, my friends Mike and That Philippines Life, our friend from Australia. You know, there's just, I know people and I see it all the time. There's just good relationship, genuine relationships of people here. It's not, you know, again, that negative stuff. You know, it happens, of course, and unfortunately, those are the ones that get highlighted here. But if I had to put a number, just my opinion, I would say 9 times out of 10. Expats that come here meet their good partner, spend many, many years together with their partner, enjoy their life here. What's frustrating is judging without knowing the full story. Right? The stereotypes really hurt those of us who are genuine. Being lumped into one negative category because of a few bad example isn't fair. She goes on. I was also married to a US citizen who trusted me, age gap and all, long before marriage and kids. He wasn't rich, but he believed in me. Because of that trust, he bought me a house even before we got married. So this lady, even before they get married, that her spouse that passed away already, built her a house. She was just a girlfriend at the time. They weren't even married. Built her a house. Now that he's gone, I'm always grateful for him and the life he helped build for us. I'm taking good care of what he gave me, and I continue to honor him by doing my best for our girls. So she's taking care of their children together. He didn't leave money, but he left stability, security, and a place my girls and I can truly call home. I now work in the US to support our girls' education. While the Philippines remains our home just as he wanted, it's where my children feel rooted and where my husband chooses to be laid to rest. His trust didn't ruin his life. It helped build others. And I can totally relate with this lady. That's why I wanted to share it. That's the same mentality that I'm thinking. You know, with my relationship with Dazzle, in April, Dazzle and I will be married 10 years. You know, everything that I have, everything that I'm building, I'm saving, I'm leaving it to Dazzle because she's given me now 10-year anniversary, giving me the best years of my life, hands down. This is the happiest I've ever been in my life. She deserves everything. You know, I have life insurance for her. I want to make sure she's going to be taken care of when I'm gone. And the legacy I wanted to live is like Dazzle was the first person that graduated college from her family. Now we helped her younger brother graduate college. And you know I'm helping Leanna to graduate college. You know, she's going to become a nurse. Even the little nephews, I've already told them, when it's time, if they have the grades, if they're working hard in school, I will pay for their college, because that's the legacy I want to leave. Because, I'm going to be gone someday. But at least when I'm gone, I change the trajectory of a family here in the Philippines, Dazzle's family. They're now going to be educated, they're going to be college graduates, and I had something to do with it. And I'm proud of that. It's like, and I'm leaving her this house, I'm leaving her land in Katiklan. So I think she's going to be okay. I think she's going to be okay when I'm gone. And I do not feel like a simp. I do not feel like I'm being taken advantage. I've never felt that. The love that I get from Dazzle, Leanna, and Mom every day, worth it every single moment. I wake up happy every day. That's the reason, because I got people that love me. It's like, for me, I think, what more can you ask, right? I guess that's why I'm happy and content, because I can wake up every day. I'm surrounded by people that love me, and we just have fun together. We just enjoy each other's company. Let me just go back. All right. Belus. All right. There, I stopped there. Hello from Puerto Rico. All right, Gene from Puerto Rico. Every time I see Puerto Rico on the live stream, I have a good friend, Freddie. We went to our first military assignment was George Air Force Base in California. He's been a good friend ever since, and he's for Puerto Rico. Always reminds me, because I don't have many Puerto Rican friends, especially in the Philippines. I don't know a Puerto Rican that's I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's a Puerto Rican retired here in the Philippines, but I haven't met one yet. Daniel, for years I drove a wreck, 15 on 4 wheels. When I got my 2-year-old Toyota Camry, it was the greatest ride. It was my Bentley. All right, all right. Joe, if you live your life not buying or doing anything for fear that wife will take your house, nobody would buy a house here in the U.S. Idaho is equitable state when it comes to divorce. Yeah, and my thinking is just like, here, yeah, people say it all the time. They'll say, well, you can't own the land, but if you're married, it's in your wife's name. But isn't that like yours? It's if you're a couple, if you got married, you're a couple, you're together. It's I know what they're saying, because it has to be in the Filipinas name, that the title and everything. But to me, who would you want it to go under? It's like that person's your love. That's the love of your life. That's the person that you want to take care of if something happens to you. So to me, that argument doesn't make any sense. Why would you not want to take care of your Filipina that takes good care of you? That Putin, that's funny. All right, Joe, but the house is still going to be gone to split the equity. Yeah, I understand, because the divorce laws in the U.S., everything's got to be split and all that. But here it doesn't, because there's no divorce here, for one. You're not, a lot of times if a relationship doesn't work here with an expat and a Filipina, it's just they just separate. They separate, and then you would be the house is under the Filipinas name. Yeah. All right. And then, of course, when after she made this, she got a lot of comments, 171 comments, 171. And I'm happy to say, out of like the 171 comments that she received, I see many people, they're just like, wonderful read. I'm married to a woman from the Philippines. She's my everything. And that's the common theme. That's what I'm saying. It's like, that's why I liked it. Richard, he says here, very well spoken. This Ligador, he says, I totally agree. And yes, the tales of woe are real. 25 years in my advice. Trust but verify. Trust but verify. That's kind of funny. Yep. This guy, Daryl, he says, we have had a real and 100% trusting marriage for 14 years. Retired early and moved permanently to the Philippines a few years ago. Just like out of like the 171 comments. That's why I was happy. Like when I was reading through the comments, just people that met their Filipina and they're happy. They're just happy that they got married, that they built a house for their Filipina, because like if you got kids, right, that's the other thing, right? Okay, let's say you're an expat, you married Filipina, you have kids. So if it doesn't work out, the name of the house is in the Filipina, but where your kids are gonna live in the house anyway, right? So to me, it's still, you're still taking care of your kids. Once if it doesn't work out with your Filipina, that you gotta move out, of that house. Joe, my ex-wife is giving me my best year by helping me finally leave the U.S. to Asia with a bit of a nest egg and emergency fund. Every day of the rest of my life, I can thank her. Yeah, it's like, to me, that's why when people like approach me, people get to know me, I don't really judge anybody. It's like I don't have a right to judge anybody. I always like look, try to give good advice if even they wanted my advice. Half the times people that I meet here, I meet them, I help them move here, but I'm not in their business. They're adults. Why would I be in their business? I'm just here to support them. If they have a question to me, if they want to get personal and share personal things with me, I'm more than happy to listen. But I never judge, because we're all in like different situation, and understand that. It's like people make decisions based on their experience, based on their life. If they want to like build a house, buy things, for their Filipina. For me, it's like at least you're helping somebody out, right? You're improving somebody's life, and hopefully that Filipina will be grateful to you. Hopefully that Filipina pays you back in respect and takes good care of you. All right. Oh, also on the news, I saw Vitaly, the guy from Russia. It turns out that guy is not even American, because before he was Russian American, but he's not American. He's got a green card in the U.S., but if he's getting deported now by the Philippine government, they're not deporting him to the U.S. They're deporting him to Russia. They're sending him to Russia. And I don't know how it is in Russia, but when he lands there, I know he's probably not going to be welcome in the United States, right? Because if you're only on a green card in the United States and you commit crime, especially you make an embarrassment of yourself, you get jailed in the Philippines. I don't think he's gonna have the welcome mat in America. I don't think he might as well chalk up his green card as you're back in your country. We're revoking your green card in the United States. Americans don't need him. Definitely nobody wants that guy coming back to the United States. And I think before he was here, he was causing trouble in the U.S. He was causing if I recall, it was causing trouble in Florida. So I'm sure they're not gonna want, they're gonna like look at him coming into the U.S. and like, you're not coming in, you're not coming in, you're not allowed anymore. And if they deport him to Russia, hey man, Putin can send him to war or whatever, man. Yeah, right there, Jim. Vitaly might end up drafted for Ukraine service. Yeah, I wouldn't blame Russia for doing that. He deserves that. Man. It's like he disrespected the people here. He's not smirking anymore. I seen on his picture. He's got a blind look now. He's been jailed here in the Philippines since April 2025, and I'm sure it's not fun to be in jail for that long. I mean, to me, he's actually lucky that they're finally deporting him. They could have kept him indefinitely, so he got away easy. Good AM, Gino, Kim. Hey, Kim, I know you're in Calibo, but I haven't, I've been in Calibo with Atiatihan a couple of times that I haven't caught up with you. It's hard to like meet up in Calibo this time anyway, right? It's like chaos in Calibo, man. So many people, even like to sit down for coffee. All the coffee cafes in Calibo are packed. Jim, steep rise for stupidity. Yep. Yeah. I think Jim, he got lucky. I think he got lucky, man. He didn't even serve a year in jail here in the Philippines. It could have been a lot worse for him. It could have been a lot worse. He could have lingered in the system here in the Philippines for a few years. I think maybe my thinking is when they realize he's not really an American, he's really a Russian, they didn't want, the people here probably, he can go back to Russia. He can go to war in Russia. They don't want to release him if he's an American because it's too easy. In Russia, man, he might end up in Siberia in Russia. Kim, I know, very busy. I know Barry's busy everywhere, man. So it's not like we can sit down and talk right anywhere in Calibo. It's so loud everywhere in Calibo with all the drums, everybody partying and everybody having a good time. Joe P. Good morning. Thanks. Oh, thank God. All right. TGIF. All right. Weather is nice. Loving the wind. I know, man. I guess this is from a tropical storm Ada. The gust of wind. Cooler. I wouldn't say it's cold, but it's cooler. I'm not sweating in here. Sitting here. He did get lucky given his actions. Yes, I think so. I was actually surprised when I heard that they were releasing him, deporting him back to Russia. I was like, man, I was surprised. I was like, man, he got off easy. He will likely catch a drone. Hey, you never know, right, James? That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that's why they finally decided to deport him. They figured out that he's not an American, that he's Russian, that he can go back to Russia. And I'm sure he's not welcome in America either now, man. You do this kind of international incident, you cause an international incident, even the president of the Philippines call you out on live TV. That's not going to go well for him. I'm sure the Russian government, I'm sure they saw that too. They saw what they're getting back. Man. Jim, J&K, the drone. Definitely why, Gino. Definitely why. Yeah, I know, LOL. Exactly. That's what I was thinking when I saw that. I'm thinking, before, I kept reading that he's an American, Russian American. So I said, oh, okay, Philippines probably won't release him because, if he goes to the U.S., that's a vacation, going to the U.S., right? Because he's an American. You're sending him home. But if you're sending him to Russia, that's not a vacation. He might face charges when he gets, what he's going to be facing when he goes to Russia. And finally, I think hopefully the whole pro-life travel, hopefully that's all done. I saw his apology. He looks sincere enough to me. I mean, it's like, people that get arrested, that's usually the case, right? They might fight and all that. They might say something at the beginning, but he looked calm. He looked like he was calm. I'm sure an attorney spoke to him. I'm sure he had advised him to make a public apology. He said he was going to do that on a future video. He's going to make a public apology. So that probably helped him. In getting deported quicker, because if he had done anything else, if not apologized, I saw the reporter had asked him, what do you want to say to the Filipino people, and he apologized like on the interview. That helped him a lot. In the Philippines, because if he wasn't apologetic, they would have piled on him. They would have piled cases against him. Jim, Glad he wasn't American. We have enough rude. I know, man. You know, that's the same thinking I was thinking, man. When I found out he's Russian, man, I'm just like, I'm happy he's not American because, like you said, we have enough people piling on Americans, man. You know, it's like I'm glad that he was not American. You know. All right. Okay, that's it. Let me just look here. So today I'm just gonna see if maybe later on when Dazzle gets up, I'll ask her whether she wants to go to Atiatihan again, to Calibo. Dazzle always likes it because usually we'll split up in Calibo. She'll there's a lot of like bazaar area in Calibo right now. A lot of vendors, Some of them new items, t-shirts, bags, shoes, different things that lot of vendors that it's fun to look at. Me, I don't really pay attention much to the vendors. I don't buy it. But Dazzle, she enjoys that. So she might even bring Leanna with her to look around the different shops. And then Sunday is kind of like the big day here for us. On Sunday, we're gonna go to the Cipriano Plaza. Our friends at the Cipriano Plaza, they're building. They always feed us. They always feed us. That's like for lunch. We're gonna go there for lunch. They'll have lechon there. They're gonna have hundreds of people there. I'll film it. They always have a good spread like seafood. They get it catered, shrimp, squid, you name it. They got all kinds. This guy again. He's back again. Let me put him on. I think I'm just gonna put user in timeout. He does this. He comes to the channel and does this. So I put him on timeout. All right, he's on timeout. So on Sunday, it's kind of like it's the end of the festival Sunday. We're gonna go to the Cipriano Plaza. We'll do lunch there, and also my friend Rick from Jacksonville, Florida. I haven't seen him. He's been here like a couple of days now. After lunch there, I'll go to Rick's house in Calibo. They'll have a spread there too. They'll have the fiesta. That's what happens on Sunday. There's gonna be a big mass, mass by the Calibo Cathedral. Thousands, 50, 60, 70,000. I mean, there's a stage already set up in front of the cathedral. So the priest that's gonna lead the mass, he's elevated so more people can watch. But they're gonna hold that in the morning, and then it's the final day of Atiatihan. So that lunchtime, usually that lunchtime and that dinner, you get invited to people's houses in Calibo, and they feed you. You go to different houses, and that's part of the tradition here. The people serving all the food, they serve a lot of food because it brings blessing to them. That's the mentality of the people here. The more people that come to their house, the more they invite, the more they feed, the more blessings they'll have this year. Any thoughts on the exchange rate compared to your time since coming back? I can't complain, man. I can't complain, Jim. When I arrived here in 2011, the exchange rate was 39 pesos to $1. I definitely feel like for my pension, for my military pension, I'm getting buying power here. You know, it's a lasting buying power. I'm able to save more now than before because of the higher exchange rate. I mean, things have gone up in prices in 15 years, of course, but to me, it hasn't been like crazy. You know, it hasn't been like unaffordable because here in the province, the difference, I think, when you live in the city, you know, in the city you got big malls, you got like name brands, more expensive to live in the city here in the Philippines. Here in the province, you know, we're rural here. People are like farmers here. When I go to the public market, the tomatoes, potatoes, carrots, the stuff that I've been buying here for the last 15 years, I don't see a big jump in prices. It's increased. I mean, it's increased like eggs. I remember eggs when I first got to Calibo 15 years ago, might cost you 7 pesos. Now it's about 10 for a large egg. So 3 pesos in 15 years. That's really not a big difference. Chicken, if you buy like a kilo of chicken now, I think it's 180 pesos. Back then it's maybe 150. So it compensated the higher exchange rate. Definitely, I feel like I have more buying power. I feel like I have more that I can that my pension's worth more now than 15 years ago. That's for sure. With the higher, that's why most people here, man, most people that's been here a while in the Philippines, we know when it's a higher exchange rate, it really benefits us as retirees here. Flyboys, realistically, can a Philippine local YouTuber and income generated, can they eventually purchase a new home there? A local YouTuber, Philippine. If you're talking about a Filipino, it's hard, man. People think YouTube is easy. It's not. Even the expats that come here and start their channel, it's not easy to build like your audience. And to generate income, like me, I've been doing YouTube now for 4 years. I don't make a lot of money on YouTube, so I do it more for like, I enjoy meeting people. I enjoy helping people. I like that someday when I'm gone, I'll help a few people move to the Philippines. To me, I mean, that's a good legacy to leave behind, right? At least I can say, hey, when I look at people that I've helped move here and I see they now have families here. Some of them have kids now here. Some have, built houses, or some got established here. That's something I'm proud of, that I was like a small piece in that I helped them make their dream happen, because it's a dream for many. Moving to the Philippines and retiring in the Philippines is, I know many people dream it. It's like I talk to people all the time. They tell me, dude, you're living the dream. You're living the dream. Or when people do a video chat with me, I can tell their desire to move here to the Philippines. It's amazing, really, that with all you hear all the negatives, right? There's negative, there's like we got the worst airport here in Manila. We got the worst airport. I saw a video earlier. My friend Daniel he had sent me Manila International Airport's like the worst airport. The Philippines is like number 1 in like natural disasters, floods, earthquakes, and volcanoes. Seems like everything hits the Philippines, but it's amazing with all that, why so many want to move here. And I always explain to people, the reason people want to move here is the people. Not just Filipinas, but also Filipinos. There's just good people here. There's kind and honest people here that live, especially here in the provinces. You're going to meet good people here. And that makes up for all the things that happens here. The Colonel. Thank you, Colonel. Thumbs up. All right, thank you. Finally back home. All right, Edgar, finally back home. I feel normal again. It's rained steadily all night long in Leyte. All is right again in the world. All is right. It's raining. Yeah, because you got that tropical storm there, Colonel. Tropical storm Ada is in Samar in Leyte, Eastern Visayas. I think YouTube for money is like any job. Work hard enough, you can be successful. It's not easy, Jim. It's not easy. Because there's so many. There's so many YouTubers here in the Philippines. You really have to find a niche. You have to find the audience that like the content that you're producing. Because if you make a video, chances are there's others that made the same video already. So you got to bring in something. To like make people want to watch you. Ted, I wouldn't consider YouTube as, yeah, no. For a lot of us, I would say 90% of people that you do YouTube here in the Philippines, only maybe the 10% are the ones that make it as good income. But 90% of us, we're not making good income. All it is like a hot. If this was my only income, I'd be like homeless. I'll be homeless if this is my only income. They can shut off the valve anytime. Yeah, that's the thing, right? You can never know if YouTube all of a sudden something happens and YouTube disappears. Then what if you're relying on that income, what do you do? What do you do? Philippines has the best people and no winter. Yeah. No winter, and James knows this. They just you meet good people here, man. It's like it's not hard to meet good people in the Philippines. 100%, James, from the Colonel. YouTube isn't easy. It's hard work. Agreed. Yes. Belus, we live the dream because it's still possible to hear. Unlike other places, it's affordable. Yes, right? That's the other thing. For me, just having my military pension, even 15 years ago, even today, that's really my basic income is my military pension. I can live comfortable here. I don't have to work. I can just enjoy my days. I can go to Atitihan on a Friday. I was there, Tuesday, Wednesday, I was in Atitihan. Friday, I'm at Atitihan. Sunday, I'm going to Fiesta. Tomorrow, Saturday, I'm going to, I can do that. For me, that's fun things. I don't consider it work because when I'm there, when I'm filming and meeting people, I'm enjoying it. It's fun for me. It makes me smile when I see kids smiling, parents happy, teachers happy, everybody's just celebrating. You see the videos, they're all like dancing, they're all like acting goofy, having a good time, just cutting loose. We all need that once in a while, right? We all need to cut loose once in a while. You can't be serious all the time. You need to sometimes, hey, just go dancing in there, sing karaoke, make a fool out of yourself, because sometimes you just gotta let loose and enjoy life. Life can't be all serious. You can't take life too serious, or it won't be fun for you if you do that. That's why I think Filipinos love karaoke. It's like it's a chance to when you sing karaoke here. The fun part for karaoke for most people I know, my family, mom, the things that we enjoy about karaoke is when you get that score. Right, Mom? Yeah. When you get that score and you get like a 75, everybody, 75. Or when you get like a 9, you 99. How did you get 99? How did you get 99? That's the fun part. It's not the singing. It's not the singing that makes a karaoke fun. It's the scoring and then just the camaraderie, the fun, the making fun of each other. If I expected money from you, Colonel, you'd be starving. I said, Colonel, I'll be homeless. If YouTube earnings was the money I was making, and I'll be homeless. Lucky, all right, Lucky Bird. Thanks for your vid at Beach Bar Resort. It's a lot of help. All right, I'm glad you found it. It's a good deal, right? It's a bargain resort right on the beach, right on the beach, right on front of Bye Beach in Rojas. For the price that you pay, they got like breakfast, includes breakfast. There's a bar area there, view of the water, from your room. What more, for the price that you pay for that room, worth it, definitely worth it. YouTube is no dream. God bless. Yes, God bless. God bless, Belize. God bless. Tonight in Northeast Florida, down to 20. I saw that. I saw a picture. My friend had shared it where there was snow. There was snow on the beach. I was like, in Florida, there was snow. I don't know. I was like, is this real? Is this real? I was just like, but now that you're saying it's 28 now, yeah, it could snow. Snow usually it's 32, so 28 definitely. First real cold this winter. I have not, since I moved here, I've not experienced, and even before I moved here to the Philippines, I lived in Arizona, in Tucson, Arizona. It got cold in Arizona, maybe it snowed a little bit, but never stuck to the ground. We had a few days, but I've never really experienced winter, like like cold winter where it's snowing all the time. It's been many years. The last time was like 2003, so 23 years now for me, when I was living in northern Japan. All right. Okay, I'm done with all the comments. If you have a topic for me to discuss on future live streams, just let me know. Let me know if you have any topic. I'll be happy to discuss any, anything good, bad, or any questions you have about the Philippines. I can discuss it on the live streams. Arizona, the sun goes down, and it does. It really does. That surprised me actually in the desert, how it will be hot. It'll be like 100, 110. But the minute sunset, the minute the sun drops, it gets cold fast, like 30, 40 degrees cooler, at nighttime. It gets chilly. It gets chilly. If you're relying on income from YouTube, it can be a dream. A nightmare. True that. That is so true. That is so true, Ted. All right. I'm just going to end the live stream since all the comments are done. I'm done with all the comments. I really hit the topics or topic today. I really don't have anything else. Hopefully, everybody has a good day. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. And always take care. Have a great day. All right, Jim. Thank you for that thumbs up, Jim. Appreciate that, my friend. All right, take care, everyone. Everyone, stay blessed. Stay blessed.